Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Wednesday, April 30th. So, what are we going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about what Mark had brought up. And is it feasible to have a website, where to get advertising, and how fast the business should grow? So, stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know it. And yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Wednesday, April 30th of 2025. So, what are we talking about today? Well, we're going to talk about what Mark you brought up, and that is it smart to have a website? Where do you get your biggest bang for your advertising? And is it better to grow the business slowly and work your way up, or put all your eggs in one basket and hope for the best? We'll talk about that today. So, we'll first start off with the last is I've seen businesses do different things. I've seen businesses take all their liquidable money and put it into radio, TV, all these different ad things, and have a grand opening and yada yada yada, and they might get a quick load of customers, but then it drops off sharply because people tried them because they were something new and it was a grand opening to get people through the door. But that's not where you're going to get your residual customers. It's going to be from doing a good job every day for them. It's showing up and doing a good job for them. I don't think it's worth the money to do a big grand entrance. If you listen to me, most of the time you hear me say start small, do it nights and weekends, build your customer base. And while you're building your customer base, once you get to the certain plateau of where you can say, all right, maybe I can do this for a living. But even when you take from that to full time, which are two different animals, right? Because one is gravy money, the other is livelihood. And each has to be treated differently. Gravy money can come and go, right? But it's not going to affect the overall budget. Livelihood means it's all or nothing. So before you make that leap, I suggest that you get a good customer base built up. So you're seeing X number of customers throughout the year. That is your base. Once you have that and you've got enough coming in per year to cover your salary or what you feel that is at least sustaining you. You're not getting rich, you're just getting by. That's where I think you could start leveling up, getting more customers. Because most of my customers that I have come from word of mouth. Honest to God. We live out in the middle of nowhere. We're not on any main thoroughway. We don't have big advertising signs out front saying who or what we are. I have customers just in our local area within a 3 to 4 mile radius that didn't even know we were here. They knew something was here, but they weren't quite sure of exactly what it was. Having a website. I'm going to key all this stuff back in. But having a website, I've developed websites for companies, quite a few of them over the years. And I think you should have one. I think you should have one that has the bare necessities on it. I call it a billboard. And a billboard is a static page, which means it doesn't change. It's just there. And it should have all your contact information of how to get a hold of you. It should have on there all the different things that you do. It doesn't have to be long blips. It could be just simply saying we work on chainsaws, rototillers, snow blowers, lawnmowers. You get my drift. You don't need to go full tilt into it. Used to be on our website, we had customized rebuilds. We don't have that anymore because nobody's willing to pay the money for it. You have to change with the market. If you're unwilling to change with the market, you're going to get left behind. All right, so on that website, and you want to keep the web address as simple and as easy to remember as possible. I see people have like a whole sentence.com, and come on. Like with us, it's Northern New York Parts. So it's NNYPARTS.com. That's a simple one to remember. I got ours early enough because I still own around 75 or 80 domains that I maintain, but I had over 300 at one time of the top domains that I thought would be worth some money down the road. Because you need to have something as short and sweet as possible. And then not only is having your own website with your contact information on it, your billboard, it's also as important, if not more important, to have a Google business listing through Google. And yes, it's a process that you have to go through, that to verify it's you. And Google has got it set up nice, and AI is there to help you as well, to ask you those questions it needs answers to. Like, when are you open? Where are you located? So if somebody comes in and types in lawnmower repair shop near me, your name will come up if you're one of the nearer shops, all right? That's free. Google does that for businesses for free. If you want to advertise through Google where you get top billing every time, you can do that as well. But for me, it never paid off. And it never paid off because I never quite understood the best way to use the system they had in place, because it was ever evolving. You learn something and then they would change it. So I would start off with getting my business listed with Google first. If you're a legit business and you've got a tax ID and all the other good stuff, Google is a good place to start. And the more you add to Google on a daily basis, the better you're going to have when it comes time for somebody doing searches and your name coming up. You can add daily things. You can add specials that are going on for the month of April or the first week of May. $10 off if you bring your machine. If you're in a populated area where you'd see a lot of mowers, you could also set up an online calendar. So that brings us to, where's the best place to advertise? Well, I think getting your Google listing, your business listing, is probably the most important thing you'll ever do. Having a static website is very important with all your contact information on it, but your Google listing will have all that as well. So you're redundant. You're having it more than just one place. And then that brings to having a shop. I guess the right word is put all your eggs in one basket, and that is to have like a grand opening and hope for the best. A lot of it depends on location. People are not going to come way out in the middle of nowhere where we are for a grand opening. But you'd be surprised at how many people will drive way out here. I mean, we get customers that are 30 miles away that drive to us because they trust us. And I take pride in that I want customers to be able to trust us. And the only way you're going to get customers to trust you is to be 100% honest with them. We had employees in the past that caused a lot of drama and turmoil, and that was they were telling the customer what they thought the customer wanted to know or wanted to hear instead of the actual factual If a customer called and said, "Can you get my lawnmower in and out this week?" and we had somebody say, "Oh yeah, all you gotta do is drop it off. We'll get her done for you." Meanwhile, we've got a whole yard ahead of you. Good chances are you're not going to get in and out in that week. Might be 2 weeks before we can get you in and get you out. But if that's the case, just say it like it is to the customer. If the customer still decides to bring it to you, they know that it's a while out because they waited too long. Next year, they're probably going to get around to it a lot earlier than they did this year. Keep the customer in the loop. And then we talked about that yesterday. And then lastly, have issues with their mower, give them choices. Let them know what the choices are, what the costs are involved in each choice, and leave it up to them. You can guide them to a certain extent, but if the customer makes the decision to go ahead, it's based on what their income is and how much they're willing to spend on that mower or that snowblower or what have you, right? So if you're just getting started out or you've been in business for a while and you haven't started doing this stuff, the first thing I would recommend is go right to Google and type into the Google search engine at the top of the page there, or in the center of the page when it comes up with Google, and that is business listings. And it will bring you to a page where you can start putting this information in. They're going to want to send you something by mail, and they're going to want to send something through email to verify that you are a legit business, because there are a lot of scams out there. So Google wants to make sure they're doing the extra mile for it, but they want to make sure that you are a legitimate business, and they don't want to tout you to their people that are using their search engine. And that's what it is, it's theirs. Google is not owned by the people. Google is its own business, and they started out, I remember I was one of the first ones that participated in the pilot program for Gmail. And it was just simply sending short little messages back and forth. And look where it got. And at the time, it was invite only. You could invite a couple people to join in to see how it worked, right? And we worked through all the bugs. But they go the extra mile when it comes to making sure that you're legit to the people that are using the search engines, and they also want to make sure that the people that are using the search engines are legit and are a right fit for your business. Whether it's proximity, whether it's, believing in what you believe in. And you can do on Google listings, you can do a daily, weekly, what have you, of what to expect for an oil change. It's like short videos that you can post. You can post 4 or 5 a day if you want. But what I found is the more that you do on that Google listing, the more they're willing to show you off. Because they don't want a static billboard on Google. They want something that is larger than life, that's constantly changing. So do your website in a billboard, a static way, with all your contact information on it, but make all your changes, your daily changes, and what specials you have, and this and that. Put that on Google, underneath your Google listing of business. As far as I'm a poor one to talk to when it comes to using print, TV, and radio ads. I've done all 3, and there was 0 return on my investment. I spent a lot of money in that area. Maybe I was doing it wrong. Nowadays, they preach more. Even Google's got a paid area where you can pay to get, because if you look on, when you type something into Google and you get the results, if you look towards the top, it'll say sponsored. Sponsor means they're paying for that placement of their business where it's clickable. And they say if you aren't on the first page, you aren't anywhere. So companies pay big money to be listed on that first page. It may have nothing to do with the subject that you're trying to search for, but it shows up if there's even a minute, if it was a keyword you used, it will trigger their listing. And you pay as a business. For every keyword, it's a competition, like a bidding war of the better keywords, like small engine repair or lawnmower repair. A lot of these keywords are quite expensive because businesses are fighting over them. I still feel that the cheapest way to do it is, you're on Facebook anyways. Check out Facebook groups in your area. You're going to have community group Facebook groups. You're going to have buy-sell groups. You're going to have, lawn sale groups. You're going to have barter groups. And then approach the moderators, the administrators of each group, and ask if it's okay to post like once a month, just a little blip about what you're doing, to let people know in your area that you're available and that you're there to do work on your equipment. That is the cheapest way. The best way is from returning customers telling other customers, word of mouth. That's where we get the bulk of ours. I mean, we get some through the Facebook groups, but I stopped radio, TV, and print ads locally. I do just Facebook groups. And then, of course, customers that have passed on our name when other people have asked about us. Always be willing to do what the customer expects and then a little more. It's that little extra that you paying attention to detail that you don't charge the customer, but the customer notices. You know what I'm saying? And it depends on who your customer is, and that you're going to have to figure out. When it comes to website, you can do it in WordPress. If you go to namescheap.com, is probably the cheapest place to get a domain. I think right now they're running right around $13-14. If you go to some of the bigger ones, they want $100 and some. If you don't know how to do it, you've got Fiverr and Upwork that can create a static web page for you for probably less than $100. They're overseas, they can throw it together for you and then just change your password after they've got your website up, so that only you can get in there and do any changes to it. All or nothing, having a big grand opening depends upon where your location is. If any of you guys have ever experienced this, what did you think going into it, and what were the results, and what were your thoughts coming out of it? Put it in the comments. I'd be curious to know, because I've never done one. I've thought about it, having hot dogs, hamburgers, and but it's just a thought. So on that note, you guys have a great Wednesday, and we'll catch you here bright and early tomorrow morning for the weekday.